Hello, how are you? Great to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come hang out with me. We're in a new background right now. Just curious if you could tell. Let me know if you like it, if you don't like it, all the good stuff. Before we get into it, I'll introduce myself. For any of you guys who do not know me, my name is Michelle, and I do live streams for us here on Facebook and also in my room, Michelle's room. Right now, we're going live on both at the same time. So yeah, it's just a cool way for us to hang out. You could totally join in one space or the other. You could watch on both spaces, whatever makes the most sense for you, whatever makes you happy. That's what these chats are all about. Hello, Yosef. Thank you so much for commenting. I hope I pronounced your name right. I'm just going to give everyone a minute or two. I'm just thinking what would be the best way because I'm talking on my phone and on the computer at the same time. So I want to make sure that everyone could see me okay in both places. Hello. Yeah, I'm really great. Thank you. How are you doing? It's always nice to see you. You're a familiar face, a familiar username. Before we actually get into the chat, feel free to leave your name, where you're from. If you have any cool rooms to recommend, feel free. It's just nice to kind of chit chat about other things while we're actually having the main chat. As you know, I am the kind of person, I'll get into a thought and then I'll see a comment from you guys and I'll get so distracted and I'll completely forget what we were even talking about. But I feel like that's what makes our convo so fun because they're open and candid and real. Hi, Thomas. Thanks for leaving the love. I appreciate it. So I did give a little sneak peek on social media about what our chat will be about. But in case you missed it, today we will be chatting all about getting ready for back to school time. Back to school. I graduated from college a while back now, but I still get the nervousness, the anxiety around mid-August, end of August, because it just reminds me so much of back to school. And I literally, every year, it's so weird to feel like I'm not going back. I'll see all the school supply commercials, I'll see everything like that. And it's just such a weird feeling. I don't know. I feel like it's something that you never really get over. Oh, yes, I am so great. Thank you. Yes, I'm in Canada. Where are you guys from? I always love to know. But yeah, anyways, as I was saying, when things are in the back to school time, back to school zone, I feel kind of anxious. I feel kind of excited because it just reminds me of the good old days, I guess. And I know this school year will be very different than most years. I haven't done my research, so I don't know what the rules and regulations are in other places. But for me, where I live, elementary schools, kindergarten, middle school, and high school are back in the actual classrooms. You actually go to the school. But I believe colleges and universities are online for now, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, that is just where I live. I do not know other regulations. So feel free to let me know in the comments if you are going back to school, what the regulations are for you. I'd love to know. In my opinion, I feel both ways. I think it's really, really great that kids are, able to go back to school. I think that's an amazing thing because I think it's so important to be around other children and socialize and just work on your social skills. Because I feel like sometimes, when you're at home so often and you don't see other kids or people your age, you can kind of forget how to communicate and get along and stuff like that. So I do think that's a pretty good thing. And as long as people are safe and always wash your hands and stay, socially distant, I think hopefully everything should be great. I'm optimistic. I'm excited for things to slowly start getting back, to normal. But again, for college, university, I guess we'll see. We will see how that situation goes. But anyways, I feel like these tips I'm going to give you could apply whether you're going back to college, whether you have even children who are going to college or school, just kind of general tips of how to get used to everything. But also I feel like if you really thought about it and digged a little deeper, you could think of other ways to kind of make it these like hacks work for you in other areas of your life. And if I ever do say something you agree with, you disagree with, you want me to like dig deeper on, please feel free to let me know in the comments. It's always so nice to hear your feedback and basically what you think on the topic, because these chats basically, I know I'm sitting in this room alone, but I feel like we're just having like a back and forth conversation, and I just think it's really fun. I'm already losing like my breath and we haven't even gotten on to the tips. I feel like I've been rambling for at least like 7 minutes now. But hey, you know, it's life, it's all good. And also the room I'm sitting in is kind of strange and I feel like I'm getting very overheated, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to look at both. My phone is right here with the app open in my room, Michelle's room. And I'm also here on Facebook, streaming. So yeah, I guess we'll start back from the beginning with kind of friendship stuff. So when I was younger, on the first day of school, I was always so afraid deep down that like I wouldn't make any new friends, or the friends I had from the previous year before like would move on and like wouldn't always like me. And just like the thoughts of that would just give me so much anxiety. And I mean, I guess it was kind of normal at the time because when, you know, you're that age, it's just kind of like hard to kind of think things rationally and stuff like that. But looking back now, I wish I had like an older sister that could have like, you know, guided me and walked me through everything and just sat me down and been like, okay, you are going to be totally fine. Your friends from last year will still be your friends. People are going to like you. There will obviously be new children in your grade, in your class, because people move and such, that, you know, any person that you don't know could potentially be a friend. And also I feel like when you're younger, it's a lot easier to make friends than when you're an adult, because I don't know, I feel like you don't always really care as much what people think when you're that age. I mean, I think you do care, but not to like an extent as you would now. Like we all say like dumb things from time to time. Like we'll think something's really funny in our heads and we'll say it out loud. And then you're just like, wait, that sounded kind of strange. I don't know, but just like if I said something kind of like silly or stupid to a kid in my class, I wouldn't get self-conscious and be like, oh no, they won't like me anymore because I have this opinion. It's kind of just like living in the moment, being yourself and not being afraid to, you know, start conversations with new people and be you and just enjoy going to school. I know like when you're a kid, like you wake up or your parents wake you up early and you're just like, man, like I don't want to go to school. I just want to stay home and like play with my like toys, you know, watch shows. I don't know, but the truth is like everyone who gets to go to school, you're just, I don't know, you're so lucky. And I am very, very grateful for the education that I have and all the late night studying, some tears, lots of tears, waking up early, walking for 20 minutes in like freezing like snow and such. Even though those times were hard, the overall experience I am extremely grateful for, and I am every single day. I got to learn so many things. I got to meet so many people and try new experiences. So yeah, I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind. And yeah, really just like don't be afraid to talk to people in your class and like introduce yourself. I feel like sometimes I would see a person in my class who just seemed like really nice and really fun, and I thought to myself like, I think we'd have a lot in common. Like I want to go up to them and introduce myself and say hi, but like sometimes I would just be too scared. Like I would think to myself like, what if they don't like me? What if they think I'm too pushy? What if they think I'm weird? But again, looking back now with a new set of eyes, I think like the worst thing that can happen is that they're like, oh, hi, great to meet you. For sure, we'll keep in touch. And it may or may not happen. But no one would ever laugh at you and be like, I don't want to be your friend. I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. Just the chances of that happening are so slim to none. And yeah, it's just like not being afraid to do what you want to do. And I don't know, just like be yourself. And also another thing I think is really important is to not pretend to be interested in things you're not interested in just to make other people happy. Now, there is a big difference, I feel. Like, obviously, we all have friends that we have different interests from, and I think it's a really good thing, just as a person, to, like, take interest in other people's interests and be open-minded. Like if one of your friends is obsessed with like a certain nature show, for example, but you really don't kind of like that stuff, you don't have to lie and pretend to like it just to make them happy, but you can be like, you know what, this isn't really my thing, but I really care about you, I care about our friendship, and I'm totally open to watching it with you from time to time and seeing if it grows on me. And if it does, that's great. And if not, that's okay. And it's because friendships really are about give and take. Sometimes you have to do things, sometimes you'll have to do certain like activities, watch certain shows that aren't really your cup of tea because your friend like loves it. But at the same time, they should reciprocate the love and do things with you that you really love that maybe they don't like so much. But all in moderation, of course. And you always want to be like your true authentic self. Like if you are, for the first example, if you are watching a movie or a show with a friend that really isn't your cup of tea, and like you're just having a miserable time, like don't lie about it. Just tell them the truth. Just be like, you know what, this isn't really my thing, but I'll finish the rest of the 20 minutes just because you're my friend and I care about you, and I think it'd be a fun experience to do together. But next time, hopefully, we could do something that I like, and I could try to introduce you to something. But on another note, it's possible that you may like have been totally wrong, and maybe you didn't like something 10 years ago, 5 years ago. But with a little change of heart, a little change of personality growing up, it could really grow on you. So it's just interesting also how like we change so much, not only as we get older, but life circumstances. Like if you get a new job or something, it can teach you to see things in a new way. And it's just so many little things, And hello. Thanks everyone for leaving the comments. I see you. I appreciate it. How do you sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Exams. Just thinking of exams terrifies me. I remember my very first exam, I was like bouncing off the wall, so scared because I think I just didn't know like what to expect, and that was most of the fear. Looking back now, an exam really is nothing more than just like a test. But obviously when I was younger, I didn't know because I never had one before, right? So like weeks before, I was so stressed. But once it was actually over, I was like, that was fine. That was nothing. Like there was no use freaking out so much. But I mean, it's life. We all have to do things for the first time eventually. And once you finally get over it and move past it, you can kind of be proud of yourself and be like, okay, I didn't think I had it in me to do this, but like I still did it anyways. And I think that's like a really cool thing, Also, what was your favorite subject in school, and what was your least favorite subject in school? I would love to hear in the comments and see if any of our favorite subjects overlapped, if any of our least favorite subjects overlapped. Let's think which subjects I liked. I liked lunch, obviously. I liked gym. I liked English. What else did I like? I kind of like science. It depended on the day, depended on the unit and the year. Because some days would be a little stressful and confusing, and some days I thought like really interesting. I was never a big math person, and I'll tell you, this is a funny story. It's not a funny story. It's a strange story. I basically, looking back now, I 100% should have gotten glasses probably in like the 7th grade, because looking back now, that's when I remember having a lot of trouble seeing the board. But I never actually got them until around like the 2nd or 3rd week of 9th grade, if I'm not mistaken. And it just like changed my life. Like I could see the board, I could see the posters at my school, and it just made me so happy. And I was like, if life could have been this good, like when I was struggling to see the board back in like grade 7 or so, like who knows? And I was kind of like at a weird state because I knew I couldn't see the board, but at the same time, I was too shy to tell anyone about it because I didn't want to like get in trouble. I didn't want teachers to think I was like being lazy or making it up, but I honestly could not see the board even though I was sitting in the front row, which is kind of bad. But again, when you don't know, you don't know, and that's like totally okay. Looking back now, I can't even like remember if I even told my parents I couldn't see the board, but eventually I got to a point where I ended up getting glasses finally, like second, third week of grade 9 or so. And it was just like the best thing that ever happened to me. Yes, I still wear glasses right now, just for distance. I can see totally fine up close, but activities, like driving, looking at the board, obviously, watching TV, that kind of stuff, I need glasses, but up close, I am fine. And also, I have like a very odd, irrational fear of contacts. I just always get terrified that somehow I'll forget I'm wearing them and they'll get stuck in my eye and then it'll just be the end. I'm kind of kidding, but also, yeah, I would much rather put on glasses than just have to be nervous. Yeah, so I'm just looking back and forth the comments. Do any of you guys wear glasses? Did you have trouble seeing the board when you were in school? What was your experience with that? What else have I talked about? Yeah, I also always think it's interesting how different schools will start differently based on where you live. In Canada, where I'm from, school would always start right after Labor Day, but I know other places of the world, they'll start end of August, they'll start earlier, so it's just interesting to see. Oh no, you sat on your glasses. That is my worst nightmare. I mean, I feel like it's only a matter of time until I do. But I mean, stuff happens. I do have 2 pairs, a pair I wear on a daily basis. I have a backup pair that are my original pair from the 9th grade that are very old, and I don't even think they're the right prescription, but it's better than nothing. It's just for emergencies. And then I also have sunglasses, so I'll use that when I'm driving a lot just because I have a really hard time driving when it's super sunny, seeing. So, yeah, those prescription sunglasses are extremely helpful, and I am very grateful for them. What else? Yeah, I also feel like a lot of people, as you get older, like almost everyone ends up needing glasses eventually. It's just kind of like a matter of getting used to them. And I feel like it's also one of those things for me, like when I first got them, I hated the feeling of having it on my face. I was just like, this isn't something I'm used to. I'm not really loving this. But then as time went on, I just got so used to it. And yeah, like you just don't even feel them anymore. Required to wear them for driving, you must wear corrective lenses. Yeah, no, I definitely need them for driving. I cannot do it. I could not drive without them. It just would not be safe. And yeah, like the stuff like bulletin boards, if I'm walking around the mall, seeing the signs, like television shows and such, I'll need them to see. So yeah, I always keep another. So I'll tell you my situation with my glasses. I always keep one in my car, so I never have to worry if I'm out somewhere like last minute. I always have them there, and the prescription sunglasses too, in case it gets really sunny. And yeah, I'm always gonna be ready. I'm always gonna be prepared. Maybe one day I'll wear them in the live stream just for fun, but we'll see. What else? Yeah, so where I live, school is starting in just a bit less than a month, but I know depending where you live in the world, it's different, of course. I know some people start end of August, some people start even sooner, and yeah, it's just crazy to think that things are starting. Like I went to Walmart the other day and I saw all the back to school stuff, and it was just so, I don't know, it was crazy because I feel like just a few weeks ago, like they were promoting all like their summer stuff, and now, yeah, things are changing and life is changing, time is happening, time is passing, and it's just kind of appreciating, every day. Yeah, it's really great to see you too. Thank you for commenting. Yeah, sorry, that just made me laugh. Yeah, when I look straight down, my glasses do fall off a lot. I did actually have to get them tightened because they're getting a little loose. I don't know. I guess before everything started, probably like February or March, I got them tightened because they just kept constantly falling off, and it was driving me crazy. But yeah, that's good to know. That's good to know. Also, you have to, we just keep getting sidetracked, but hey, these are the chats. It's so important to clean them at least twice a day. That's what I like to do. I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb. If I don't, I feel like they just get so kind of like gross, and then I'll tend to get breakouts around where the glasses sit just because it'll get like dirty and such. But when I clean them twice a day, I don't really have that problem. And it's also a lot more important, especially if you're doing outdoor activities and such, like if you're going on a hike and it's really hot. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that, guys. My thoughts are with you and your family. I appreciate, you taking the time to come hang out with us, and I hope, this chat is helping you feel a bit better. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get better soon. What were we touching base on? Sidetracks, yes. We were talking about glasses and getting breakouts when your glasses aren't cleaned properly. Again, we were like, I was sitting down earlier today and I was like, yes, this is going to be a talk about back to school. And I was thinking of all the potential ways that I was probably going to get distracted and touch base on completely other random topics. And yeah, that happened with the glasses. Yes, I also had the Walmart story because I feel like I just walked into Walmart and they were promoting all the summer stuff, and now it's back to school things. So it's just crazy how time flies. And yeah, you're so welcome. If you ever need to talk, you could always send me a message on Pal Talk, and we get chit chat. Thanks everyone in the comments and for showing love. I'm glad we could all be here to support each other and yeah, just make each other feel loved. I think I hate facial oil. Yeah, I totally feel ya. It's just like such an uncomfortable feeling. I do kind of like facial oils, like treatments, like serums and such at night. But in the day, I just think it's a little too much because it can make your glasses slip and slide around, and then they'll fall off, and then they'll break, and then it will not be a fun adventure, my friends. I don't recommend that. And exactly another reason why everyone, I feel, should have at least one backup, because you never want to be in a situation where you don't have your glasses and you can't see and you can't go anywhere, and it's not a good idea. What else? Yeah, we've been talking for a while now. It's crazy. I feel like time flies so fast when we have these chit chats, and it's just interesting to see like where we start and where we end up with. If you guys have any like questions, comments, things you want me to touch base on before we call it a day, now is a great time to let me know. Not such an issue during the winter. Yeah, you're right. I agree. Oh, but the winter is going to be here soon. I don't really like winter. Do any of you like winter? Like, what are your thoughts? I've never really been a fan, and I will tell you why quickly before we wrap up, because that's what we do here on these chats. We have random conversations. So I do not like being terrified to drive. When it's very icy, I just get very, very nervous, and I would rather just stay home and be safe than just give myself unnecessary anxiety. Because sometimes snow can be very unpredictable. The morning can start out kind of casual, but as the day goes on, it just gets worse and worse. And if I don't feel safe going into the drive, I just don't even think it's worth it. It's not worth it, Yeah, this year did go by quickly. I do not like being cold. I do not like walking and slipping on ice. And I do not like winter boots because they make my feet very itchy and uncomfortable. So that was my overview of why I dislike winter. I mean, I do really like having different seasons. I think it's like a really fun thing because it makes the next season seem kind of like an adventure and like something new. It's like if every day is a sunny day, I feel like you kind of forget to appreciate it sometimes. So, I mean, I do appreciate the seasons, but I do prefer the more mild winter days. Like if I knew there'd only be like one bad snow day a week, I would be okay with that. I just don't like when it comes out of nowhere and you kind of have to change your whole day around. Like if I had plans to drive somewhere cool and do like an activity, but the snow was just like too dangerous to drive in, like it kind of just ruins like your whole day, but you didn't obviously plan it. So it's kind of just working with the moment and coming up with like a new plan, Oh, the bees. Oh, yes, I'm very, very, very scared of bees. Other bugs I really don't have a problem with. Like I don't love bugs, but if I saw like an ant or a fly or mosquito or a spider, I'm good. Like it doesn't freak me out. I'm fine, but bees, no. I've been stung by a few, and I cried. I was very sad. I haven't been stung, I believe, by bees since I was probably like 13, 14. But the last time I got stung right underneath my eyebrow, And I was just like, I'm very, very grateful it did not go in my eyeball. I don't think that would have been a very good thing, but I remember it was just like right under like this area kind of. It was the worst pain. It was awful. I was crying. I could not stop crying. My eyes like blew up. It was a very bad day. Bees are wonderful until they sting you. Yes, when they sting you like a centimeter away from your eyeball and you just cannot stop crying. I've also been stung like once or twice on my arm, I think. I was super, super little. I don't really remember, but I just remember it was very unpleasant. Yeah, these chats. Again, we had a conversation. It was going to be all about back to school. We talked about glasses. We talked about Walmart. We talked about bees stinging you. Like, this doesn't even surprise me anymore. Sorry. Kind of thing stuck in my throat. But yeah, I guess I planned lots of flowering pans for the bees. Yeah, no, I've always wanted to get into gardening. I think it would be like a really fun thing to start. I just like the thought of like walking into your backyard and just seeing that you have like your own food that you grew or your own plants that you grew, I think is really cool. So that's definitely one of my interests I like to explore more. I'm kind of running out of time for this season because summer will be over, but maybe next year we'll see what I could do. But I'm very optimistic and I think I'll be okay. I'll keep you posted. I will keep you posted. And if you have any tips or advice, let me know because I'll need all the help I can get. Yeah, I think we are actually going to call it a day. We had a pretty long chit chat, about 30 minutes. I think this was fun. Well, I had fun at least. I hope you guys had fun as well. If you have any questions, comments, requests for upcoming chats, please let us know. These chats are for you, and I want to make them as fun and educational as I can. But yeah, thanks again so much for everyone who came to hang out, and I will see you all in the next one. Okay.